We're happily ever after. I'm Danny.
And I'm Christina.
And today we were headed back from lovely Ellijay, Georgia, and we came across, and we had seen somebody do this on YouTube. It's the new Echota Center.
Yes, it is in Calhoun, Georgia, and it is a commemorative museum about the beginning of the Trail of Tears and the removal of the Cherokee Nation. And the new Echota, the tribe was the Echota Indians. The I guess the branch of the Cherokee that were from.
And you're a card carrying member.
I am. I have a roll number and everything.
So I'm not, although I'm sure.
So I'm gonna try to protect him on the way in here.
Yeah, please do.
Keep him safe.
Don't let me get in trouble. But love history, and the Plight of the Indians always tell history classes there are three things that America does or have done
in the past.
Horrible. One, we've rectified almost all three of them, but one of them still exists. One of them was slavery. That was horrible. It was an atrocity. Number two was the way we treated the Native Americans. And number three is abortion. And those are three things that America has done that it should be ashamed of in its past, but rectify to work out. And so we're going to look at this cool historical center. We'll give you some video footage of it and close out in just a minute. You ready?
I'm ready. Oh, you made me sound like somebody else.
SpongeBob. All right, so this is pretty. It's the new Echota split rail fence talking about it.
See, there's one right over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those are. Once you step there, new Echota Cherokee National Capital, so we'll let you. You can pause that if you want. And read it.
You know what I'm thinking of? What song I'm thinking of? Cherokee people.
Oh, they're ready. Raiders. You know who emceed for them one time? Yes.
So it would have been right in here, the Hicks McCoy site.
That's cool. That's just to show you that Cherokee did not live in like tents like we think of the Midwestern Indians. They had log cabin houses. That's pretty cool. Trail of Tears. Watch you step.
$15,000 Cherokees were removed from their homes at gunpoint.
Goodness gracious.
So the ones that left by boat, didn't they leave from Ross's Landing?
I think, but the water was too low.
Cherokee Indian Memorial.
It's going to be hard to see on video, but that's pretty cool. Well, we're going to go in. There is an admission fee.
Oh, look, that must be some of the Cherokee alphabet.
Yes, I think it probably says enter here. I don't know what it says, but that's pretty neat. And I think it's $8 for adults.
How do you know that?
Senior adults, I'm close.
Oh, because you saw it right here.
So, and then look, there's a hashtag. We'll have to tag them in that. Explore Gordon County. So this is the museum. And talks about the law from the Klan, Treaty of Dover, etc., all the way through 1839.
So they had somewhat European.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind that. See, if we could dress like that, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. It's really kind of like a bohemian.
Yeah. Here's some corn. Bean,
Oh,
squash, which is wagiga.
So that's like an example of what their farm would have looked like.
Mm-hmm. Led by early efforts of the Moravians, other missionary groups, such as Baptists, Methodists, and Presbyterians, soon started mission stations throughout the Cherokee land. Does she scare you? You get scared
No,
of
she's not too bad.
statues sometimes. There's Sequoia.
That's pretty cool. That's the
tree to go in. Cherokee, the lucky
You're lucky?
corn, shade, quail, good water, ama.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
To hear
What's
what
beaver?
Beaver, doi,
I don't know. And you know, some aspects of it almost sound Asian, which
Yeah, that is true.
I could get into.
But it's almost letters and symbols too, you know?
Yeah. And there's Cherokee
So that's
land.
what started everything was around
Mm-hmm.
Dahlonega.
Dahlonega.
And so that's what, when you think of Trail of Tears, you think they removed all the Indians, but they didn't. It was just from this area.
Because they wanted the gold. There's Andy.
So there's, you know, there's a Lumpkin County, there's Gilmer County.
Worcester.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, but
I'll take your word for it. Jackson County.
Yeah, there's John Ross. Ross's Landing, Rossville. There's gold scales.
That's neat.
Oh, look, here's the lottery wheel.
You know, they had one of these in Dahlonega.
Mm-hmm.
We
were so sick, though.
Georgia's proud, like they're really proud of their history. Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of.
Yeah, Alabama, well.
But now but it's about saying Montgomery, there's not a ton that's scattered around. Like this is like, I mean, because like when I saw that van happen. I was like, oh, when you saw like a van happen, like you don't think of it all being connected. Look at that.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty good. Hey, how are you?
I finished the entire book because a lot of them are copy and paste. But this one is site specific. So. All right.
That'll scare you. They must have a what?
They must have like a little scavenger hunt because that's what the
That's cool.
like. His dad's brought him in to do.
Fire people.
So right here, this is the symbol you write. The big one is the symbol you write.
That's cool. There's the marbles.
Cherokee stickball,
which is lacrosse.
It's all the stuff that they.
That's cool.
Don't ever get on the front row.
Rebuilding New Echota, so that's.
So the site now is site plans in 1952. Little has changed since then.
Huh. It's a very nice building.
Mm.
Have the federal Indian program. And so my mom was the secretary of that, and she knew that we were. So you had to trace your genealogy back so far to get a roll number. And so that. Okay. Yeah. We'll write it down on the way back. Yes. So that, and I always wondered, like, where, you know, why is it New Echota? Because that's what the roll number was under. And so.
All right. So this is a barn, as you said.
Thank you. What is that thing called? Isn't it something tackle?
Bait and tackle?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think that's something completely different, but.
That's pretty neat.
So some of this stuff he said has been disassembled and moved here.
Right. Because this looks like old wood. Old wagon there. I'm just watching for.
Oh yeah. No. It looks like a corn crib.
It is a corn crib. It says corn crib right there. Yeah.
So that's where they kept all their corn.
Which it looks like you'd have to seal the floor or the corn would come through.
Oh, imagine over time it probably was sealed with mud.
Yeah. You got the map, but I want you to look down.
Well, I mean, if you want to walk around with that camera and trust yourself that you ain't going to step on Satan's hand puppet, you go, well, ahead, I'll look at the map. All right, so this is all part of the middle class Cherokee. This is a dwelling house, a corn crib, a smokehouse, and a barn.
So that would be the smokehouse.
So I bet this is the smokehouse, yeah, because there's the ring of fire.
Life, bet there was some good ham in there.
Oh yeah. And then that's probably the dwelling house, don't you think?
That's a termite trap there. Bet you can go in the dwelling house.
Oh, that door looks sealed up. Now they may have one.
Yeah, it does, but they got a handrail there.
They may have one on this other side, and I am liking that there's not as much grass right here. Look, I am liking.
You liking it? All right, so the door is locked to this Cherokee dwelling.
Says the house is typical of what a middle-class Cherokee family of the early 1800s would have lived in. Furnishings in Cherokee homes varied greatly depending on the wealth of the family. Many of the furnishings were identical to those white families used, but looked for some unique Cherokee features such as river cane, blowgun over the door, ball sticks used to play a nesta, and the mortar and pestle used to grind corn. Talks about the traditional crafts of the Cherokee because I've bored you.
Oh, I'm listening. And at the same time filming. There's the table.
So did they invent the yellow caution tape?
Where's the yellow caution? Oh, they did. You didn't know that?
Wow.
Now that is cool.
I have seen those. Oh, there's a big bug in there. I have seen the beds like that, the rope beds.
Yeah, well that's what they had. And then you stuff a mattress and sit it on it. It must have been a bad neighborhood though, because they got bars on the windows.
That's true.
What is it?
A town that disappeared, what you don't see. So they had a John Walker candy house. Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess that's not like a candy shop.
Right, John F. Wheeler House.
John A. Bell and Joseph M. Lynch.
And then the Daniel McCoy store.
Now, I'm not joking. I think some of the people that were Bells. I think.
Yeah.
Possibly. I need to look through that. I found that.
Right now, where to? This way?
Mm-hmm.
Real pretty land out here.
The new Echota, the seat of Cherokee government. You're now standing near the center of the former Cherokee capital. New Echota was a planned community divided into a series of lots and streets. The Cherokee government buildings, the council house, Supreme Court house, printing office dominated the center of town, with several private home stores, a ferry, and a mission station in the surrounding area. To your left, Highway 225 blocks the view north to the Ostenala River, which formed the northern limits of New Echota. Benjamin Gold stood here in 1829 and described what he saw.
And this dude was hip because he got one of those lip rings
piercings and such.
And almost gauges. Anyway, that's the.
Right, I should have brought me like a scooter or something.
You can make it, Granny. Oh, that's got either original glass or good reproduction glass. Notice how it's not clear.
And it's so thick.
It's got the ripples in it.
Lord, I gotta climb stairs. So this would be the meeting house, I guess. This is a reconstruction of the 1829 Supreme Court house. First floor was the courtroom, and the Supreme Court met annually to hear district cases from lower districts on appeal.
What's the second story?
It doesn't say. It just says the first floor served as a courtroom. I guess it's probably offices.
And let's go.
Well, you holler down, tell me.
Just benches.
That's probably like where they could sit there and listen.
No, it's got a stand as well, so it's pretty much set up just like it looks just like downstairs, just a little smaller. Now I will say, the hole there. If you're gonna come out here, be ready to walk, because that's a good 150 yards to over there where we're going. So we'll let you know what's there. All right, this is what we're walking on, you were saying?
Is Newtown Road. It was the main north-south thoroughfare through New Echota.
Wasn't that some raps or some country song?
Take
Now, what, have we been over there?
That's Old Town Road. No, we have not.
How do you get there?
Can't get there from here.
You want to go there first?
No, I don't. Why would I want to walk there and come back here? It
But
goes around. It goes around this way.
We gotta go there too.
Where?
The big house. Somewhere.
I
saw it. Maybe it's back there. I don't know. I'm lost.
Just follow me. I got the map.
I'm a follower. This is the Supreme Court house.
So that was the council house.
That was the council house. I was wrong. This is the Supreme Court house.
That was the council house. The council house was also a reconstruction.
And it sounds like they modeled
that was
government.
The 32-member national council met on one floor, and the 12-member national committee met on the other. So that's what met upstairs. Well, I thought that it looked like we'd skipped something, but they look alike. It just.
So they model their government after ours we were talking about, which I always say assimilation. Look what that got them, but ours is a good government to model after. So this is the Supreme Court building.
There's a little dip when you step in.
Little dip.
So I'm guessing this would be the people watching.
Yeah.
And I guess that would be, I don't know.
Where the judge panel sat.
That's what I'm wondering.
Does it say what upstairs was? No, I got it.
Huh?
You rest.
No, this is the one that didn't tell. It just said down here was served as the Supreme Court. Since they heard 246 cases from 1823 to 1835, most were civil, like debt disputes. Criminal cases were normally settled in the lower courts.
It's just more benches upstairs.
All right. So the next place that we're going,
Steep stairs.
I think.
Look at the old doorknobs. So again, we're leaving the Supreme Court house.
No.
And you see we got a long way to go. The grass is a little thick here.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I'm stepping hard.
Yeah.
And carrying a big stick.
We need a stick.
Actually, I should have bought one of those walking sticks back there. Does this count as an exercise?
Yeah, this is exercise.
Is this a hike?
Mm-hmm.
Can we tell everybody when we went hiking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bad news, the Worcester house is way back yonder.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, but you said this is a Rogers house site. John Rogers and his family lived here.
Cherokee farmstead. They lived on this site in the early 1830s. The three structures now on the site represent common Cherokee homesteads. Most farmsteads included several outbuildings such as cribs, potato houses, stables, and smokehouses, as well as fruit trees and a vegetable garden.
All right.
But if you're going to lead, you better be looking for snakes while you hold that phone.
All right.
I mean, you get you $8 worth.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. But if you pay to go to a gym,
No, I mean there's a lot to
no, there's
see.
a
It's
lot to
not
see.
like a
I'm
little
just
bitty
kidding.
small.
But I'm getting $8 worth of exercise. So they had a little table, little bed, so I could live like that. I would put some more chinking in the walls there. So we got a long way to go back to the Worcester house.
And then you got to come back.
And hopefully,
Okay, and we're walking by a beaver pond.
no me. There's
Cool, clear water.
Yeah. It may get me a drink. Now I'm not gonna walk on the Newtown Creek Loop Trail, are you?
No,
That looks kind of sketch.
it's a nature trail. We don't care about that.
Don't care about nature stuff. But you see, if there's the Worcester house, he is the missionary that started all this off. He lived with the Cherokee. Movie talked about this, and it's in history books as well. But he was a missionary that lived with the Cherokee, and Georgia passed a law, the legislature, that said you had to have a permit granted by them to live with the Indians. And he just kept on living. And so they were going to boot him off, and they arrested him.
And he took it to the Supreme Court.
Yep. And the Supreme Court ruled in his favor.
And said the Indians were their own people and could make their own laws, and they were a community and they got to make the decisions as far as how they were governed.
And Andrew Jackson said huh.
No way, Jose, I don't like that.
And just went rogue, and no judge anywhere ordered an injunction. No king. So, but Andrew Jackson did some good things too. Like, do you like Florida?
Well, I'm just saying, the things that, look, only political statement, the things that we think are new have all been done before. There is nothing new under the sun.
Come on, that's Ezekiel, I think.
That's right. I was making up for my little ugly statement you got onto me for earlier. Just knock me right off the little podium here.
This is nice to have brick in front of all these signs.
So that is actually what it looked like in the 1950s.
This is the original structure.
That was about 1934.
So this one's been here the whole time, and they just fixed it. They refurbished.
So it lasted. That's another amazing thing, is that some of the stuff, I mean, like, what are we not taking care of now that in 100 years that people are going to say, hey, I'd like to go see where so-and-so happened.
That's a good point.
Because back then, when all that was going on, people didn't think, hey, we need to save this for posterity, for history, for future people to study.
Mm-hmm. And England is good about that. France is good about that. We're not as much.
See, I am always worried, like, when stuff happens and I throw newspapers and magazines away, like, should I have kept them?
Oh, me. Glad you weren't with me.
During your clean out.
Out.
Yeah, my old home place stuff gets going quick, but yours.
No, mine's going too.
All right. He and his family lived on this floor.
You notice it looks like
a European. This was the dining room. That's a bedroom in the back. He was innovative and built 3 closets into the house. Mm-hmm.
I bet his wife liked Amazon.
Closets were rare in 19th century homes.
Mm-hmm. They used armoires.
I need some of those too.
It's the kitchen, which usually kitchens were
on the back of the house,
separated in case they caught on fire.
Right.
It's got all you need. There's a closet right there.
So are we going upstairs? I mean, we might as well. We done walked all the way out.
Yeah, I'll go behind you in case you fall.
Well, who's going to catch you? Who's going to catch you if you fall? I got to hike my dress up.
Is it sturdy? Be the next question.
Well, I hadn't fell through yet.
Oh, these are steep stairs.
They are. Add some squats to my...
Mm-hmm. Hey, now. Last one. Was it worth it?
So that is weird because it looks like there's a crucifix on that bed. I'm assuming that is some sort of
something.
tool, I hope.
There's another closet, and
So he was a missionary, so I'm guessing people probably lived here with him if he was a missionary. Like
And
he
you
probably.
can see they have an interior staircase there.
Oh Lord. First, the 4 second-floor rooms were used by visitors passing through New Echota and for people who boarded with the, how'd you say it, Worcester?
Yeah.
The outside stairway provided private access to these rooms. The inside stairway was added after Worcester left New Echota. The spinning wheel and loom. By the 1820s, almost every Cherokee family included at least one spinner or weaver.
In 1828, 2,428 spinning wheels, 769 looms in use by the Cherokee.
Oh, look at that loom back there.
Yeah, it's pretty. Let me see if I can zoom in on it.
They had a fireplace up here.
Which will be direct in line.
I don't know what that wood thing is on the bed.
I don't know.
Is it a boot jack?
Maybe to tighten the straps on the bed.
Yeah.
You know how they used to say sleep tight?
That's because they tighten you in.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I am going to.
Sounds good. I'm going to cut the camera off.
In case one of us fall.
Pretty view, though, if you were staying up here for the night. Okay. Dig a little bit around the well, boy. So there's the well. The back of the house. Man, this is neat. Pretty split rail fence. What? Is that a smokehouse?
That's probably, it's not listed on here.
Yeah, it's got a little fire ring in there, I think.
But that's probably a smokehouse.
And here's another sign.
So that was 9. Are you looking down? Because I ain't looking down. I'm trying to read the map.
Well, I'm trying.
Fort Wool military fort used during the Cherokee removal.
Uh-oh.
Right. So we're here. This is a trail.
All right, I'm done with trails.
What was that thing you spun earlier?
They're supposed to have stories.
Oh, I ain't care.
It's one of those you can charge it up and play. But
no, we're good.
That one didn't work. What do you call these kind of things? Oh. You got some charge.
Among 1,000?
But I didn't have enough charge to play, but I played a couple of seconds.
So it's not here, but right here, they built a fort.
But the military built a fort.
Yes, about 250 yards south of here for them to use, I guess, as the stockades to house them in.
There's Fort Payne.
Oh, Lord.
There it is, Fort Lycan, Fort Payne. It's a lot of forts. All right, we're going to walk. All right, this.
It says staff only. Oh, thank you, Lord.
Staff only beyond this point. I wasn't going beyond that point.
This is that Van's Tavern.
And we'll go see the Van house sometime because I want to.
And I can see now why he was one of the richest men, because this is a nice little, I mean, this would be nice today if it was a restaurant or something.
Fixed up.
I am not climbing these steps with no handrail.
Well, there's a bench. Look below for snakes.
That's what I was doing.
There's a spinning wheel, a bench,
I saw something that looks
and a
like
keg.
skin, but it's not a snake. These are sturdier. I might could use one of these rocking chairs for a minute.
I don't need your rocking chair.
I do.
Geritol.
So this would be, look, room and board 25 cents, clean sheets 10 cents, whiskey 1.60 a gallon, dang, or 12 and a half cents a shot. Salt $4 a bushel, tobacco 50 cents a pound, coffee 2.5 pounds or $1, flour 12 cents a pound, sugar 5 pounds for $1.
That's pretty cool.
So it's basically like their little commissary.
Mm-hmm. So you could stop here, get your meal.
Get you a fresh
room, sheets, all that good stuff.
I'd pay the 10 cents for the clean sheets.
But then they come by and say, it's time to leave.
Yeah, then you get kicked out.
Get kicked out like we did at
And I'm not sure those sheets were nobody. I don't think I paid the 10 cents.
Yeah. All right, so I think that covers.
I didn't see that in the fine print.
Everything that we're.
No, we hadn't seen that.
Oh, we hadn't seen that. All right, we'll walk over.
That's the print shop.
All right, we'll walk over to the print shop.
And we hadn't seen the Boudinot house.
Okay.
And we hadn't seen the new Echota cemetery.
So if you come and be ready to walk a bunch. All right, so this is the east-west street. She said Town Street.
Yes, the Newtown Road was the north-south, and it was the main road.
Which would be confusing. It's like having Oak Drive and Oak Avenue. This is the print shop.
Uh-huh.
It's where they printed the paper.
This was the town square.
This was the town square, okay. But that was whose house over there?
Boudinot.
And all that's left is
they got rocks that show where it would have been.
But this is the print shop.
That's neat. You can't see much in there. So
that's not smoke, that's the glass.
A group of Cherokee who opposed the treaty murdered Boudinot, Major Ridge, and John Ridge.
So he was one of the ones that made the treaty with the people, but didn't go before the chief.
Yes.
And so, of course, the government sided with the treaty to give up the land. All right.
So that's Boudinot. I just want to see where that cemetery is. But not bad enough to go. Where's 13? I don't see a 13.
There it is. It's across from the museum.
All right. Well, good to know.
That's where the golf course is.
I'm looking for the quickest way back. I bet it'd be to walk over to the dang Boudinots.
Dang Boudinot?
Yes.
Watch out, I'm filming now. Watch your language. This is Town Square. So we're walking and walking. What? What? Snake?
No.
Tree? Uh-huh. Big old tree.
Those rocks were how big the house would be.
I guess that was the well. I'm assuming either that or they had a really nice fire pit. There's where the
It looks like
house
what's that movie where the girl goes down in it and comes out?
I don't know.
It was a scary movie.
And then more walking. But we're going to make our way back, I hope. What was that movie, Blair Witch, where they couldn't find their way out?
Yeah, but what's the one? The Ring.
The Ring?
Remember when it had that black-headed chick and she would crawl up and down?
That, yeah.
Well, you're the one that made me watch it.
There's another bench for people that can't hack it, but
we are spry.
Here's the back side of Town Square.
I mean, it's not that hot. It's just we've been active.
I've got on a long sleeve shirt.
I know. And I got on little sandals. There's 2 acres for Town Square.
You want to spin it because I got to spin it, aren't you? You'll see it light up. Now hit a button real quick. Hit a button.
The Cherokee language is unrelated.
So you're going to have to spin it a bunch.
That is not fun.
There's a name for those. I can't think of it. Not resistor.
Transistor.
No.
Capacitor.
Some kind of energy. Where you crank it.
Kinetic.
Kinetic may be it.
It is. I ain't lying.
Cherokee agriculture. So.
Oh, it's got fruit on it.
Well,
let's
get one.
They're not
We can
ripe.
suck the juice out of it.
They're not ripe. Have you not watched Wizard of Oz where they get the apples?
Look, there's one on the ground.
You want a bunch of Indians coming out here slinging apples at us? Or peaches or whatever those are?
All right, so we're done except for...
She was hungry. She was hungry.
So this is the ball field. That is a Wolf House ball team, Cherokee, North Carolina, 1888. Rough looking fellas. But that's the ball field. Pretty nice.
Breeze feels good.
And there's a little garden with some maize in it. And there's the back of the visitor center, which is very nice. And she said it was built in what?
67, but the bathrooms and stuff were nice.
Yeah, very nice bathroom stop here. So here we are.
There's some kind of look. It's got something on it.
Mm-hmm. All right, getting you a swig.
We were glistening.
Yeah, it's hot. But nice flat walk. Look, we're not going to talk long because this video is going to be long anyway when we put it all together. But New Echota is a cool. It's really
very
is.
cool.
If you
If
like
you have
history,
kids, if you like history, it is. You get your $8 worth. I mean, I've gone. Well, we paid more than that to go to that Gold Museum in Dahlonega, I believe. I think it was $12 a person, and we saw a video.
I remember, yeah, saw a video and walked around. But this, I mean, this is amazing.
I mean, you can spend hours here if you were not about to die.
I would recommend coming in the spring or the fall, especially the fall when the snakes are dead. We did not see a snake though. It's just one of my fears walking on the trail. That's why I don't go hiking.
But we hiked today.
We did hike today and climbed some steps, did some calisthenics, got some of the steps. But anyway, you saw that in the video. But I would recommend it. Now, again, if you, which we saw somebody with like 2 canes and some knee braces on that were going to brave it. So you can take your time. You're not rushed. They may even have tour guides. The staff is extremely friendly, extremely knowledgeable. It wasn't like when you
they knew about, like, you could ask a question, they're like bang bang bang,
Yeah.
or like, what do you want to know about so and so?
Yeah.
But very welcoming. I will say the only benefit to coming in the summer is you probably don't have to worry about field trips, like kids' field trips.
That is true.
That's probably the only benefit.
Because if you came in the fall or spring, well, time it when kids aren't going to be
Yeah.
here. But
maybe spring break week or something.
Yeah.
Christmas break would be good here.
Highly recommended. And from like the Huntsville area, it would be about 2.5 hours, something like that. From Chattanooga, an hour maybe or less. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be
less.
So Rome,
less. Fort Payne.
So I will say I had heard about the Trail of Tears my whole life, and like my mom is a big history buff, genealogy buff, and I never had as good of an understanding about exactly what happened as I have just from that little video and from the little museum here. And you really get a feeling when you look at the exhibits outside that they've rebuilt and things of like how advanced they were really in a lot of ways. So.
Well, they took on the European culture, but Cherokees always, I mean, were a little. I mean, when you think of the buffalo hunters,
well, they were one of the civilized tribes.
Yeah.
They were not like the Apache and the Comanche. And
you know what they got them? They got moved.
Yeah.
So it is sad, but
all of them eventually were.
Well, I mean, now you see. I mean, you have. Anyway, it's very fascinating, and if you get a chance, come out and check this out because it's well worth the stop.
But you're gonna be walking.
You're going to be walking.
Bring you a bottle of water.
But they have a nice restaurant.
Very nice restaurant.
And there were some New Echota members.
Like what was it? Friends of the New Echota.
They were giving out water, Sprite Zeros, and they have.
Hey, they're with that golf cart again.
Yeah, I guess the golf carts, in case you fall out there, they can come pick you up.
Well, they got a man down then. They said, what was it, in November they're going to have like a big demonstration and celebration
Cherokee
here.
Choir here, which I would love.
Yeah, you would like that.
Love to hear that.
If we find out some more information on that, we will put it on our channel because I joined him up on the mailing list.
Yeah, so you'll get emails about events, which would be great. And it's all right here in our backyard, pretty much. So
Georgia has done a great job of preserving their history or attempting to preserve even the good, bad, and ugly parts. Because you think about the Civil War parts, you think about the Trail of Tears parts and all that. They've done a great job of preserving their history and appreciating it, I think.
Yeah, they really have. Alabama needs to do a little better.
I think that's why we'll probably spend some time in Georgia.
And Kentucky does a great job too, and that's why Kentucky looks so interesting. But Alabama, we don't have as much history, or it's not publicized as much. Let's put it that way. Maybe it's there.
Peach and Clinton.
Yeah, which is nice, but I mean,
I just feel like we've wasted a lot of history stuff.
Yeah,
or maybe we don't have as deep of a history because we were in your state.
We were part of Georgia for a while, so.
Well, it's still Georgia's now. This is ours too.
Yeah, ours was theirs. Anyway, like all our social media, subscribe, smash that subscribe button. That's right. Like us, like this video. Come put your comments on here if you want to, if they're nice and friendly.
Be sweet.
Don't be like, man, dude was heavy
breathing.
Don't
be like, why are you sweating like a hog, girl?
Yeah. So anyway, and we found our happily ever after.
Now you go find yours.